Hello everyone. This is Nikki K and welcome to a special episode where today, guys, I talk about the planets which is going direct. The planets are direct. So we have Saturn direct, Jupiter, and Mercury is going direct next week, with Jupiter going direct next week on the 18th. So what exactly have we learnt? So for some reason, this is a special one. It feels a bit like a special one. And because, we have, a 2-year Mars-Sun conjunction in Libra, which is really giving us a lot to talk about. And this is also going to be a lot of energy and drive to make some of us like the better version of ourselves. This is also a huge manifestation time that if we use it wisely, we can create the stuff of dreams. And Libra is a sign which is a pretty positive sign, especially when it's balanced. So if you've got any planets in Libra, I think you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, because whenever you meet a Libra, they're very, they're very charming. There's no drama around them, even though sometimes they tend to get themselves into drama. But, saying that there's very really any drama. So the fact that we have this huge conjunction for the next 2 years is saying something. So when it says like the stuff of dreams, like getting really healthier, taking up a new fitness regime, because Mars is ruled by the fitness and the body. And it's also about creating any type of like new art as well. This is definitely a physical time and not just in the bedroom. Sorry guys, you know me. But we can also really stand up for ourselves. And even on a working level, Libra definitely rules the law. So need I say more? We are actually hearing about, especially now that Mercury's is getting prepared to go direct on Monday, the 18th. We are during the retrograde season. We are seeing things about the law. We're hearing a lot about law and order, balance and fairness. We're hearing a lot of that on a worldly level, and I'm sure a lot of you are hearing that as well during work. So, but even we have in a community. So if you're in any type of community, we're going to start seeing things that are going to be a bit more leveled. There's also a huge assertiveness, but definitely in a charming way. And there does seem like between now and 2023, it's going to be like a new way of general communication with friends and, lovers. There's also going to be communications with schools. And, don't be surprised if you have a lot of appointments. That is definitely happening. A lot of social engagements, a lot of time that we're going to be going out, meeting new people. So, the last time this happened, sorry if I'm going off on one, I just wanted to talk about this because I haven't really spoken about this a bit in depth. So the last time we had this Sun conjunct Mars was in 2019. And it was in Virgo. So a lot of the focus was on working the health system, our daily routines, whether it was health or work routines, the health, like I said, the healthcare system as well. And now that we can see, obviously we saw what's happened during the, pandemic, and now it's in Libra, things are going to be a bit more restored. But that's not to say there's going to be some craziness along the way as well. So getting back to the planet conversations with them going direct, because I feel that they are very excited on, it feels really super it feels like it's going to be more of like a super productive time. Because, with Saturn, because, with this, there's a lot of like support going along the way. And, before I talk about that, I wanted to talk about the cards that I have for the conjunction that's actually happening now. It started like the 9th, didn't it? So when we're talking about, me, I'm always talking about that the tarot cards in conjunction with this. So the 2 cards that we have for this conjunction in Libra, Sun conjunct Mars, it's the Devil card. So the overall theme is the Devil card. And what we're going to have to work with internally to be brought out is the Tower card. Okay? So what the Devil card is saying, it will ask us to really look at like our shadow selves, whether it's to do with like greed, money, materialism, and what we can do to like really take action and not to be changed with this. Libra is a sign of the scale, so at its detriment, there are going to be a lot of us, or we're going to be seeing during the next 2 years, a lot of us really holding on to things like people, places. There's not going to be a lot of like, we're going to be striving to have balance with the earthly realm and the material world. Okay, sorry about this, guys. Very busy. Yeah, so there's going to be like this lot of like chained to, and also trying to find balance with the material and the earthly realm. But, it's about us really, the Devil card is asking us, is going to be showing us that, there's going to be, obviously there's going to be a lot on our minds, and there's going to also be a lot of like weighing up like the pros and the cons. And this card is also about showing us how a lot of us can be very much addicted to like a person, addicted to when it comes to like materialism, money, addicted to greed. And it's not just food, because this card is a Capricorn card, but it is, and also because Libra is ruled by Venus, a lot of greed when it comes to food, when it comes to how we look, when it comes to how we present ourselves as well. Are we addicted to showing a side that is not really ourselves? So there's going to be a lot of like shadow work, but the work is going to be for us to look at what we need to like let go of the chains of, and it's not going to be very easy for a lot of us. So that's like the general theme. And also I feel that for the next 2 years, there is going to be some balance. There's also going to be a strive to maintain balance, and this balance could be of control as well. Then we have the other tarot card we have for this, which is so the Devil card, the main theme for the 2-year cycle. The Tower card is what's in us that's going to be brought out. So, even though it is like our shadow side, this 2-year conjunction, the Tower card, there's going to be a lot of surprises along the way, and not in the way that a lot of us expect. So it could be good or it could be bad. But remember, the Tower card is a card of not unpredictable, it's about huge surprises. And the surprises are in a way that is so shocking that we will never forget it in a hurry. Okay? And, if we feel like on a worldly level, if we feel that we got something in the bag, good or bad, there's going to be a lot of there's going to be like surprises along the way. And especially if we feel that we or someone else, or whether it's your boss or anything, has gotten away with anything, it will come as a surprise, because things will be dealt with very quickly. And, things will definitely be out in the open during this 2-year cycle. And this card is also saying that there's going to be a lot of like fiery action going on. It's going to be internal, and it's going to be brought out. It's going to be bubbling under the surface to be brought out. But if we, these 2 cards are very pivotal for this conjunction. But there's going to be a lot of experiences we're going to be learning from the Tower card, and it's definitely like a lesson. But it's in order for a lot of us to like grow and learn from it. And if things are brought out into the open, it's to see if you can actually get through it. It's also to see if, because we're constantly hearing about lessons are going to be learnt. But this time it's not going to be about lessons that are going to be learned. It's going to be like, just don't do that again, because this is like the consequence. So it's like on a general business, personal, friendships, So that's the 2 cards I've picked out for the conjunction for the next 2 years. So, and that's some of the themes that we could be working with too. But when we're getting back to like the planet conversations, because these planets are direct. Saturn direct, there's like a huge sense of that there'll be like a new way, like a new will, and a bit of also, there's also feels like there's going to be like a new sense of confidence when Saturn is direct. A new confidence, because we've learned from like our past experience. And also, with this we have Venus, which is in Sagittarius. So this is about us reaching towards the future and lots of experiences that we've learned from. And also looking back, some of the things that I feel a lot of us will look back on is, okay, it's not about not doing it again. It's just like, okay, I've learned from this, but now that you are direct, I can implement it. And this is also about a lot of us opening our minds and basically reaching for the stars. And I also, some of the other themes is that, there's going to be things are going to feel really totally different, like especially with new experiences. And it also could be like a really fast-paced, fiery time. Guys, Saturn being direct, it is going to be, it's also going to feel like a brand new cycle, because, Saturn is still in Aquarius until like March 2023. So we're going to have a lot of back and forth, which is going to be going on. And next year, I can see that there's going to be a lot more. There's going to be like a lot more louder action, but in a general way. With Jupiter going direct on the 18th, we can see that things are going to obviously be a lot more easier for us. And they also feel that there's going to be a bit more good intention. But now that we've come like full throttle, should I say, and Jupiter being in Aquarius is about like good fortune when it comes to like friends, associations. But there may be, some of us can also feel there's still lack. And this does feel like a great time to, really think about what we're actually lacking, and think about why you thought that you were lacking. The fact that you are here and, you got your health, that should be like one of the big main themes, not just about like money and resources. And this direct Jupiter, we can also see like there's going to be a lot of us going for it really hard. And what we've learned from when it was retrograde, and knowing that there's obviously, when planets are retrograde anyway, we've learned from something. But I feel that this is the huge manifestation time, and it does feel like like even like our minds are going to be more of like on a higher level, like more like a very much a high vibration. And this can be material, but anything that we love to do, something that is really close to our heart, we're going to really, really go for it now. And there's not going to be a lot of like looking back. So basically, with Jupiter going direct, a lot more can happen, but it's not gonna feel like it was before. It's gonna feel very different. It's gonna feel like, am I like in a dream world, or do you know what I mean? With Mercury going direct as well on this day, there's a lot there. This feels like a very much a charming time, okay, and also a charming time, but also serious time to it. And it also feels like there can be more of, there's a lot of things. Obviously it depends on where it is in your house chart, guys, but it does feel like there's a lot of themes and feelings that we're now going to be really smoothing over. And also, if there's obviously there's like some miscommunication along the way, we can, things will, it feels like more this is like a final time that we're not going to be going through this. So it's about, with Jupiter, with Mercury going direct, especially with Jupiter being there, it's about willing to forgive and, expecting a bit more from ourselves, and not really willing to like look back too much on who hurt us and what hurt us, what we could have done right. Obviously we are human, we're all going to be thinking like that, but it just feels like more like, okay, I'm going to really sort this out for once and for all. And even though there is like a serious element to it, the seriousness is more like, there is some, there's definitely some things that we've actually like learned from and that we've come out from. But with this time, it's like, there's things that I wanted to really pursue. There's someone I really want to talk to. There's also, there's goals that I've actually set for myself. And even though I was thinking about pursuing it, now's that time. I'm going to really do it. It's not about wasting time and still thinking, being in two minds, although that will be easy, that a lot of us could actually feel that, because Libra is about being a lot in the head and not really coming to a decision very quick at times, quite indecisive. But now it feels like I'm really going to just do this and I'm not going to be wasting any time. So that's why I feel like it's going to be more of a like a it feels like more it's a, and like in relationships will definitely feel more harmonious, business or personal. Mercury direct in Libra is also can give us that sort of like downtime, like I said, getting really stuck in business. And once things are out in the open and things have calmed down, it's going to be, it just feels like it's more of a go time. Basically, it feels like it's like there's a charm, but it's also like a ruthlessness in a way. And there's also, I feel there's gonna be a lot like more commitment, like commitment to like jobs, commitment to like relationships, working hard. And when it was retrograde, there was a lot of thinking about things that you wanted to do, but now it's like we're going to be releasing. It's like shedding the skin, releasing an old side that we've always had about us, and being really direct. So even like communication during Mercury direct and with Jupiter there on Monday the 18th is going to be more like, there can be a lot of shocks along the way. There could be also like a huge sense of like huge optimism that a lot of us didn't have before, because things are going to be moving in a way that is like for the people, that is like the right way. Okay. And like I said, don't be surprised if things start to like really stick and really click really long term. And what we have learnt during this time is going to make a bit more sense now. So like I said before, even though it is retrograde, things are starting to come out, through the media, through like friends, through everything. Things are starting to like sort of come out, or things are starting to like bubble under the surface. Now, when it comes to like the cards for this, with Saturn direct, we have the Lover's card. Okay, the Lover's card is a Gemini's card. So the message for, what this Lover's card is saying, that there's a lot of choices that we're going to definitely have to make when Saturn's direct. And although it can be very hard to like communicate or sometimes commit, we have to really dig deep to really commit to some things that we actually want to do, because Saturn is the sign of karma. So when it was retrograde, it's about what you need to learn, but now it's direct. It's like you need to put these things in practice. So like I said, even though it might feel like, when it comes to like when we like communicate our like full intentions, this could be a relationship, guys. This could be, it could be a friendship, it could be an organization. This is a time to really learn. And a Lover's card is also not forcing us, but is also showing us to, be as direct as you can. Even if you are in two minds, try to be as direct as we can. Okay, with Jupiter direct, we have the Chariot card, the Hermit card. The Hermit card. And this message from the Hermit card with Jupiter going direct is that this is not, obviously things are not really what they seem, but it is also asking us to really, as always, really seek answers within, really go within when you have that sort of downtime. And even when things are too good to be true, this is a time that, basically answers are going to be within us. And if things that on a general level seem really nice and rosy, try to look a bit more deeper to what's actually going on. And, because it does feel like there's a lot of excitement when Jupiter does go direct. So there can be a lot of like rushing around, wanting to talk to this one and that one, wanting to do this here, there and everywhere. But we have to like look deeper to see how we're spreading ourselves too thin, and also how we are, if we are constantly wanting to be busy, asking ourselves why we need to spread ourselves too thin. So it's a lot about looking within and, and listening to our bodies and knowing when to slow down as well. For the Mercury retrograde, we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is very prevalent. And the Wheel of Fortune is, for this Mercury direct, is it's going to feel like a very much a karmatic time. And I feel that the karmatic time could be because if some of you did end up meeting like an ex, or hearing from like ex-friends, or old jobs, which I'm not really surprised if it's actually happened. It does feel like it's a karmatic time. And if you didn't really go for it when it is direct, when Mercury's direct with the Wheel of Fortune card, it's like if it does come when it's direct, that means it's supposed to be. So that's why it feels very karmatic. And it's also, this is also about a journey for a lot of us, a journey of like differences. This is actually great when Mercury's retrograde for like doing like journaling, affirmations card, affirmations, writing, gratitude. Also, things may seem slow in the beginning, but that is because we are on a journey. The Wheel of Fortune is a journey, but also, it's time that we try not to control the outcome, try not to control ourselves too much, controlling our mind, controlling people, controlling like our partners. And also it's about accepting what's meant to be will be, because the Wheel of Fortune is about circles, and it's very much a karmatic circle. So if things were very slow during the retrograde, obviously this is what happened. On Monday, things may just start speeding up. You might be because Mercury retrograde is a shadow period, a 2-week shadow period. So we actually come out of it when it's in November. I think it's November the 1st. I think we're out of the shadow, so we've come completely out of it. So from the 18th, Mercury goes direct, but we're still in that retrograde shadow period. So things can continue to come back from the past, or thoughts, people, places, things are going to be coming up that we have to look at. Okay, and the Wheel of Fortune card is showing us that we have to try and be as open as we can, because when things come in full circle, it's for us to actually look at and see if we actually need it. And if we wanted something to come and it didn't come, then something else is going to come. You know, and I feel that all of us, I think we do forget that. But because we're human, we are human beings who makes mistakes, who, we continue to make mistakes. And the Wheel of Fortune is like, you're going to continue to make mistakes until you actually see and learn. It's like a lesson that we're all going to be learning from once it goes direct. And this card, the Chariot, the Wheel of Fortune, it could actually run until, Mercury, until like November. So there's going to be lots of there's going to be lots of examples that we're going to have to be seeing. And it does feel like it's an exciting time, and some of it might shock us, but it's, whenever any planets goes retrograde, it's, especially Mercury, it's a bit like a test. And the Wheel of Fortune is like sort of testing us. Are you going to continue to be on that wheel like a hamster, or are you going to are you going to know that sometime when the wheel does stop, it's time to like sort of take that break and also think about things? Okay, so that's what I actually wanted to talk about, guys. Sorry if I was going a bit back and forth, but it just feels like a very like a karmatic, exciting time. And feel free to let me know how this retrograde, or how the planets have been for you, because October month, I remember speaking to my sister and she actually said it's a karmatic month, October, and it does feel like that. Maybe it's because of Mercury retrograde, and then planets turning direct, and things that we're not seeing are actually coming out now. And yeah, good or bad, shocks, and it actually does really depend on where it is in your house chart, your personal house chart as well. Me personally, it's been okay. It's in my 6th house, obviously, the health and the routines. Also, it's also in my 8th house, which is about, money and, deep psychological. And it's also in my 4th house, which is about the home. So it's been okay. It's life. If anything comes up, you just have to deal with it. So, yeah. But, as always, I love when Mercury's not retrograde. But it is a time that, we can just actually slow down in our minds, whether we like it or not. So, like I said, thank you very much, guys, for listening. Feel free to let me know how it's been for you the past, couple of weeks, when it was retrograde, or months, especially when Jupiter was retrograde. Feel free to follow me on my YouTube channel, which I put up, weeklies. I was putting up dailies, but it's now I'm going to be doing weeklies, but I might change to do dailies. If you want me to, I will do more dailies. So, check out my YouTube channel, my TikTok, and also my Instagram account as well. So I hope you guys like this sort of like special episodes. I'm going to be trying to do as much special episodes as I can. And, the diary book is definitely coming up as well. So listen out for that, guys. Feel free to ask questions on the diary book as well. But yes, for now, thank you very much for listening to this planet message. And I'll speak to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.